Hello, welcome. I'm going to do a very quick video on this Deore M591. Nothing very exceptional about this derailleur. The design, I guess, is okay. This was designed for a 9-speed. You'll notice here at the back it has an exceptionally long cage. I don't know how much that must measure, but probably around about 13 centimeters. Obviously, probably to accommodate the larger cassettes at the period. That's before they started to make those type of shadow derailleurs with a reclined or curved cage. Yeah, I'm going to quickly open this up. I'm not really going to clean it like I usually do, as this is a very undesirable derailleur. Let's begin. Let's begin by removing the cage. So to access here the spring and the bolt, we're going to undo this tiny little bolt that's here on the side. It's a number 2 that you'll need in a wrench. Okay, once that's out, you can remove the pin. Now you can start to lift that up and turn that around. We can remove this. Oh look, there's still the grease from that was previously there. That's never been taken, the original one, sorry. So on the other side of that, there's the spring and a seal. Let's remove the barrel. And here you have a screw, and we're going to take that off, as we'll need it later on. Be careful here at the back not to scratch that when you're taking it off. I see it's a bit of a weird angle. I think I might use the other screwdriver, the Phillips. Let's get a bit harder. Let's use the flat one again to engage it a little bit better. The threading's a little bit damaged, so it's making it very hard to remove. There you go, off. Okay, now there's a little clip there, so you're going to want that clip to come towards the opening. So use a plier to do that. See if that one fits in behind. Not quite. Let's use this again. There you go, it's turning. There you go. Get anything sharp that can go behind it, and we can then pull it out. That's off. Be careful with your fingers, but this should pop up now. If you look here, you can use something to kind of recline it. Maybe I'll do that. See if that budges it. There you go, it's starting to move off. It's off. There'll be this plate. There's a seal. Slightly rusty spring actually, funnily enough. It looks like the seal didn't work on this part. We can now push through this bolt. Let's see how hard that is. It's a little bit hard, so yeah, it's deserving of some grease here. And there should be a seal right here. Can't seem to remove it. Let's get this underneath it maybe. Yeah. Oh. And it's gone flying. If you want, you can remove other little parts like this, or the I don't know, the limit screws if you want to go ahead. I'm not going to do it on this one. I think you can kind of work on the spring, but considering the derailleur, I don't think it's really worth doing that. Yeah, so now let's grease up everything. And finally, let's remove the jockey wheels. I completely forgot. So that'll be number 3. Those to the side. So I scrubbed down a bit. In fact, if I show you what I just removed, you'll see there's a pile of rubble that's been left over, and that's just 5 minutes of cleaning. I'm sure if I continued, there'd be a lot more. Yeah, I was saying this derailleur is actually a bit boring, but something actually I do like. The paint job that was done on this seems to be very, very resistant compared to other derailleurs. So I quite like this period here. I mean, it has been scratched, but I don't know what the history of this derailleur is. But yeah, I like the paint finish on this. It seems to be very, very resistant. Also, I thought that was funny. I've got an STX derailleur, an old one, an MC34 from at least 10 years previous, at least minimum. And you'll notice that not much has changed. If you take the, for example, these two bolts, they're exactly the same. So yeah, let's get this back together again. I'm going to add on some grease. I've got a Motorex grease for this, but you can use any lithium-based grease. It will be a lot better than nothing and dry. You'll want to put that on all the parts that are rubbing, friction, and the springs. Once you've greased everything, I quite like this Motorex grease. It's probably going to be for inside this derailleur for the rest of its life. There's a seal here to put onto the top knuckles. That's the first part we're going to be working on. You want that seated in. Once you've done that, you can take that large bolt and run that through, like so. Now next, we're going to take the spring. It's the smaller one. One part seems to be a little bit inverted, but specifically there's a tip of the spring that's a lot longer than the other side. That's going to go into the knuckle of the derailleur right there. There's a hole at the back. You want to aim for that. Make sure it's properly engaged. There you go. I've pushed it all the way in. Now you're going to have a very short seal here. It's not very thick compared to the other one that goes into the other end of the derailleur. And we're going to have the stopper plate. So take that and the seal, and the seal is going to seat onto that stopper plate there. I forgot to put some grease. Let me put some. So grab that seal, put it on there, seat it through, and there's a hole inside that seal that's there. You can't see it now because I've covered it with grease, but the other tip of that spring, which is right there, is going to go into that hole. There you go. So I've got that engaged, and that's eventually going to be pushing down. Now grab a number 2.5 Allen key wrench, and we're going to put that into the hole where we remove that screw. And using our hand as leverage, I'm going to zoom out, make it easier to see. Using our hand as leverage, we're going to twist that around, and that tab there is going to go in front of that part that's stopping it, or from it going out of place. So you'll turn that around, and then we're going to push down, and then you'll be able to let go, and you can now take out the Allen key. Let's grab the clip that goes underneath that, like so, and then we take the plier, click that in. You can now move that if you want back into its place, the little clip there. Done. Let's wipe that off. Okay, now we're going to take the spring for this one. So the end with the longer tip is going to go into the derailleur. There's one end that's slightly smaller in diameter that's going to go towards us. So again, there's a hole at the back. Engage the spring inside that the hole. Where is this? About there. Okay, I've got it. Now we've got the seal to seat back in. like so. So there's going to be now 2 holes where you can engage the other tip, that spring that's here. Mine's a little bit dirty, maybe you can tap it out. No. Okay, I'll have to push through when I put the spring in. So the right will be less tensioned and the left more tensioned. I'll put it into the more tensioned left. So once the spring's now engaged, we're going to eventually be reclining this back. In fact, let's do that now. So recline back and we're going anti-clockwise. And you'll want that tab right there, or that tab of pin, to go in front of the stopper there. So you'll be putting back, push down, and that will kind of hold there in place. But you'll need to hold this down because we need to put that bolt, that little screw that holds this cage into the body. Let's put that in there now, and I'll zoom in. Grab your little Allen key. There, nice and tight. Okay, now we're going to take the 2 pulleys. The one that's marked, where is it? G pulley, will be going towards the top of the cage of the derailleur, so up here. Now there's 2 bolts on here, a black and a silver one apparently. I think, and I'm guessing the silver one's going to be going towards the top. So let's put that bolt there. Stick our G pulley jockey wheel. For jockey wheel, you can put either a very, very small amount of grease, or you can put, I think is better, mineral oil, which doesn't last very long, but I think grease kind of sticks onto stuff, so it's really up to you. Screw that down. Don't do that too tightly. You'll want that loose so that we can play around with it. Put the other one, the other jockey wheel. So this pulley here is will have a narrow wide on there. Stick that on. Let's put the black one in. That can now be tightened. If you want, you can put some thread locker on the screws to keep them in place. I'm not going to do that for this one. There you go, nice and tight. So those should be spinning somewhat smoothly, depending on how much you cleaned them. I didn't clean mine, so they won't be amazing. Last part here is just the screw at the back, which is probably the most annoying part. Let's put that just halfway. That should do it. That's it, done, completed. Oh no, nearly forgot the barrel. Jesus. So don't forget to put that spring inside. And we're done. So, thank you for listening. I hope this helped you service your Shimano Deore M591 rear derailleur. Until next time, thank you for listening. Blah, blah, blah. Peace out.